First of all, thank you so much, Liz, for inviting me to your YouTube channel and be giving the opportunity to share just like a brief. If someone who is not in America, for instance, how can someone be able to come here? But most importantly is how can someone live here on a permanent basis, meaning can you have a green card and the authorization to work and live here on the permanent basis, and possible if they want to become citizen or not. So the first thing is to come to America. So there are different ways to come to America. But I will explain each way in a very brief way and how, whether it is easy or difficult, or what are the overall requirements you need to have in order to qualify for that particular way. Myself, I came to America through education, through scholarship. So yes, number one is through education. So through education, I usually tell it is very difficult to come for bachelor's degree whether in America or going to Europe. And if you are going to look for scholarships, because most of these countries don't prefer to give scholarships for bachelor's degree, they give most for graduates, meaning for master's and PhD studies. So if you want to have more options and the guarantee of coming through education, it is better to get bachelor degree with the good results in your own country, and other steps will follow from there. So that's number one. But if you want to come for self-financing to pay for your own education, I usually advise people it is very, very expensive to study here. You can average most of the school fees only, tuition, is about 15,000. You can get, let's say, 10,000, but majority is 15,000 before you add the cost of living, housing, food, books. It goes to 25,000 to 30,000 per year. That is a lot of money for someone coming from Africa. I usually tell people, if you want just to get education and is starting up and you want to pay for your own, it is better to go to Scandinavian countries like Norway, where there is no tuition and fees. It's free of charge. You just pay for the cost of living, which will not exceed 10,000, plus you'll be allowed to work. So you can go there to study your bachelor degree if you want to pay for your own or your master's, and if you want to specifically to come to America for scholarship, you can come from there. So that's number one, through education. So you can come through scholarships or to pay on your own depending on your financial status. But it is very difficult for people to think that I can come here and work and go get the money to go to school, because there are restrictions for international students. You have to work 20 hours per week, and the minimum job is just about $10. You have to work 20 hours per week on campus. That is not a lot. It's about 1,000 per month. But you have to eat, you have to pay for fees, you have to pay. It will be difficult. Yes, you can work under the table, but if you get caught, you'll be deported right away and banned to come to America for 5 to 10 years. So that is number one. And on my channel, I give all the details, and I have free books, people, if they want to know about scholarships. Number two, people come through visiting. So there are procedures on how to visit. So you can find to visit someone, like I come to visit you. That means someone has to get the invitation letter and come to visit. But also there is also to visit. You can decide to visit without visiting anybody. You are coming as a tourist, so you don't need the permit, whatever, the invitation letter. But no matter what, some people usually they blame someone like me or you. Oh, just send me the invitation, I'll get the visa. Invitation doesn't give you the visa. Invitation is just a friendly letter. Oh, I just invite you come to eat dinner with me on Christmas. Has no value at all. In the end, what is important is for you to prove at the consular officer, because that is called non-immigrant visa. You are going as a student, you are going as a tourist. Prove to them that I'm going to as a tourist for 1 month. After the activity I'm going there, I'll come back to my home country. Show what kind of assets, what income do you have. So in the end, it's all about you who wants to come to America to convince this guy that I want to come to my home country. And not just by promising that I'm very much patriotic, I love the country more than Bobby Wine. No. Prove by showing the attraction of items, like I have this organization, I have these assets. Yes, you can be married. Yes, you can have farm, but have so many things which can be able to tie you to the land of Africa or to your country that, oh, this guy will will just come back, obviously. So those are some of the things like to give. So invitation letter is just meaningless. You can just go to apply on your own, even without invitation, as long as you prove you can come back and you are going for vacation, for honeymoon, there is no problem. So it's all about you. But if you come for invitation, you are not allowed to work. People have to know that. So you don't come here, you're allowed to work. Student is allowed to work for 20 hours, international student. If you come as a tourist, you cannot be able to work at all. I mean, in tourists, you are not allowed to work. Even for me, if I go to Uganda, I'm not allowed to work as a tourist. So that people have to understand. So, oh, I'll just come there and from there I'll just work and I'll work for a few days. Then, no, you cannot work for a few days. Who will hire you? Because to hire you, you must have social security, you are allowed to work, you don't get all those kind of things. So that is another type of visa. There is another type of visa which is called H1 or the work visa. That is a little bit difficult. When you apply for a job, let's say on company A, Apple is announcing a company in Palo Alto in California. You apply as an international. Yes, in the US it's different when you are outside. If you are outside, the company must prove to the Department of Labor that this job I'm going to give to a foreigner who is out of America because we don't have enough expertise in this particular area. That's why you see so many people in the field of what you call STEM in science technology, especially from India, from China. They study and they are good in those kind of subjects. They can come here. Or you can find someone can come to teach Arabic, because not everybody is Arabic professional at that highest level. Or you can come a special economist at the highest level. Not every American is a professor of economics. But you cannot come, I studied bachelor degree in history. And what are you going to do here? What are you going to do with a bachelor degree in sociology? So those are the things you cannot be able to be given the visa because they protect the jobs for people. Yes, you can be able to get, but it's very difficult to get the H1 visa, and especially for non-technical or STEM these courses. That is the difficult part. But you can, there are some you can get. I know Disney, for instance, usually they have simple jobs like the $12 job because you become the cultural ambassador. You work at Disney, but they give you those jobs. There are a few jobs they usually give, like they have $10, $15. They give you 1-year contract. You can come from your country if they want a representative for that particular. So they announce some of those few jobs. I know them, but majority is very difficult to get directly H1 visa. And the other one, which is the most one we usually talk about, is a green card lottery. So green card lottery is a visa which is a permanent resident card or an immigrant visa. That means you play is a lottery. Once you win, if you win is a lottery, you come here in America from day one as a permanent resident. And the permanent resident means you can be able to come in America at any time, go out and come back without asking for the visa. You will never go to the US embassy again to the visa interview. And if you want to become a US citizen after 5 years, you can become a US citizen. You are allowed to work to any employer, exception with the federal government. Most of the federal government jobs, you must be a US citizen. But another part is you cannot vote, few things, and also you cannot be out of the country for full 1 year. There are few restrictions, but you can work from employer A, you can go to work in employer B, you can work in 24 hours, you can work all hours, they don't care. But if you come as a student, you're allowed to work 20 hours on campus, unless it's the summertime, you can work out of school and many hours. If you come and work on H1 visa, work visa, if you work on the Apple, if the Apple company fires you, your visa expires on the same day. You have 60 days to pack your things and go back to your home country, or you have to move to another company. So all other visa types, they have a certain kind of restriction. So if I advise people, number one, apply for the visa. Apply for the green card lottery. But don't start planning your life on the lottery. It's a lottery. That's number one. Number two, if you have a degree or you are in school, study hard, get a degree with good results. Prepare for going with education. If you come with education, you have more option to learn the country, the culture, and get work experience and transform. The other way, it is very difficult, but it happens. Some people, they can go on online dating, meet someone, they start online dating, the person come to visit you, down the road, you get married. Still others ways is not just something I wake up, is New Year's resolution like in January and in March I come to America. It's at least 1 to 3 years process between the things you have to prepare for that. So it's not something you just wake up during the day and these other opportunities come to you. So those is just like a brief way, kind of like it.